Hello and welcome to the SHW Offroad channel. Today we are going to talk about 12-volt fridges. Before we dive in though, I'm Jake. I'm with SHW Offroad. SHW Offroad is a leader in the vehicle storage solutions kind of manufacturer marketplace. So we are US based. We make everything here in Kentucky. We do things from drawer systems, seat deletes, tailgate storage units, stuff like that. But this channel is about much more than that. It's a knowledge base to learn about all things vehicle-based adventure travel. So we're going to dive right in. Today we're going to talk about 12-volt fridges. There are hundreds of videos already out there about 12-volt fridges, but today we're going to talk about something different. Usually when you come across a video on 12-volt fridges, it dives into specs and brands and reviews and stuff like that. We are going to talk about fridge sizes. It's a question I get all the time on the sales and marketing side here at SHW Offroad, and it's something that not a lot of people are talking about. More specifically, I'm going to try to convince you why bigger isn't better, especially when it comes to fridges. So 5 reasons that I think you should go, 4 or 5 reasons we're going to try to dive into why I think you should go with the smallest fridge that you can run. A lot of people, this is going to take some soul searching, but Wes Harville, our owner, if you're one of those people that think you need the largest fridge possible, Wes Harville has completed multiple trips across the country with his family of 5 on a 35-quart fridge. So if he can do it, you can do it too. Here's why you should go as small as possible. First and foremost, or I guess the first on the list, is power draw. Naturally, larger fridges with more contents are going to require more power to run than smaller fridges. I'm not going to get too deep into numbers or specifications, and quite honestly, I don't always understand how amp hours are calculated and how they apply and stuff like that. But I am going to look at one of the most popular fridge models or fridge manufacturers in the US is Dometic. We carry them, we sell them with our drawer systems. We can take a look at what they rate their energy consumptions across their different lines. So this is a 75 quart, their dual zone fridge freezer combo. We'll get into dimensions and stuff too, but if we go to performance, their energy consumption is rated at 1.43 amp hours per hour. And if you look at their 45, they rate that one at 1.03. Okay, that's a 45 versus a 75. The 45 uses about 40% less power than the 75. These are small numbers, and some people might answer, well, I run a large battery bank where I run solar, so it doesn't really matter. Well, it does matter. How much power you're consuming can affect many other things around the rig. So that is number one. It's something that you can't overcome rather easily, but it is something to consider. Larger fridges take more power. Perhaps more important, larger fridges are heavier. As we can see, the 45 from Dometic, this is the CFX3 line, it weighs about 40 pounds, 41 pounds. The 75 liter weighs 20 pounds more. It's 61 pounds. 20 pounds is a lot. And one piece of equipment, being able to save 20 pounds is huge, and it translates across the total weight in the truck. That factors into payload and tons of other important things that we're going to have tons of videos on in the future. So 20 pounds is what you can shed just by stepping down to a 45. And a 45 is large enough for most small families, maybe 3 people, 2 people on a week-long trip. So less power draw, it's lighter. What we are probably most worried about, or what we worry most about, and the biggest factor for us, is space. This is specifically in the SUV category. There is not a lot of space to house a big fridge in the vehicle. I get questions every week, or I get concerns every week, or I get customers that have already bought our product every week that call me and are concerned about fitting their 75 liter or even their 90 liter fridge in Outbacks and Grand Cherokee WK2s, even 5th gen 4Runners. Once you get that large of a fridge in your SUV and your truck, you realize how much space it really takes up. You can do the research yourself. Dometic puts all their dimensions on their website as far as how big their units are. So take those, maybe mock something up and see where it sits or how it sits in your truck. You can waste a ton of space very quickly with a fridge that you don't even really need the capacity for. I challenge you to do an audit on what's in your fridge when you're on a trip and see what you can live without, or see what you can perhaps better organize what's in the fridge versus what is outside the fridge. So talking about how much space a fridge can take up in a vehicle, I'm going to pull up a rendering for you. This is a 5th Gen 4Runner showing, and it's the Expedition Series drawer systems that we make, but this should give you kind of an idea of what it looks like, or what a drawer system or what the cargo area looks like with such a large fridge versus, say, a smaller fridge. So I'm going to jump in Fusion here with a rendering of our Expedition Series drawer system. This is our largest fridge size. It's the 22 by 33, and that's what's required to fit the 75 dual zone from Dometic and some of the other large fridges from other manufacturers. As you can see, there is nothing left really on the deck of this drawer system, and it makes our opposite side drawer of the fridge side, makes it really small. In our case, this is how we design our drawer system. Not everyone integrates a fridge slide into the drawer. There are many reasons why we do that, but that's a different conversation. But if you look, the deck of the drawer system is just tiny after you consider what is taken up by the fridge and the fridge tray. Yes, the fridge tray does take up some space when you have to account for the tray and the slides as well. But regardless, I mean, we can measure to see what we are left with here. 12 inches. If you juxtapose that, this is our medium fridge tray, and this is again 5th Gen 4Runner. This will fit up to like a 55. The 55 IM from Dometic can fit in this tray. We have a ton more deck space. You can actually fit totes, smaller totes, on the deck of this. You get a much larger drawer on the opposite side. If we take a ruler to it, we're at about 16.5 inches. So you take 4.5 inches, and you multiply that along the whole length, the entire length of the cargo area, and you get way more real estate on the deck of the drawer system, moving to something like a 55 or a 45 as compared to like a 75. So I hope that gives you kind of an idea of how much more space a large fridge can take up in a vehicle like a 5th Gen 4Runner. And another kind of big pro to a smaller fridge is it can limit you, which is great. We can get carried away really quickly when we outfit our trucks for some of the expeditions we go on and some of these longer term trips that we head out on. Having equipment that makes you think about every decision you make can help you make really wise decisions that will make life on the road better. It'll serve your truck better. It'll serve your family better, and really make your whole system as a whole more efficient and operate better. So that is another big pro to a smaller fridge, is it can limit you in really healthy ways. So consider that as well. This is kind of, like everything, every rule has exceptions. There are some large families that need a huge fridge, or maybe you're driving a truck and you've got tons of space for it, so why not have it? Or maybe you are on super long expeditions where you are off the grid for really long periods of time. If that's you, obviously some of these rules don't quite apply, but we can't make the rare exception influence our buying decisions. Most of us, that's not us. So call me if you have questions. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Drop a comment, and I'd love to have some dialogue. But tomorrow we're going to dive into some more stuff kind of around this. We're going to talk about nested kitchen setups in trucks. So tune back in tomorrow and hit me up with questions. All right, bye-bye.